It probably, that was the first time I experienced what we talking about rappers, athletes deal with now when you dissed by somebody you thought was cool.
I can tell you there was a famous R&B chick, and it was a guy that was getting money at the time. And, you know, Pimp, he used to be in the studio. And every now and then he'd have a camcorder, so he was able to get some footage.
And so they leave out for a couple of minutes, and Pimp comes in and he's dying laughing. And we're like, what's wrong? He's like, yo, Matt, just told me don't fuck his daughter, man, please.
Mace just dropped a bombshell about that alleged Pimp C and Beyonce tape, and it sounds like he's saying this is the real reason behind Jay-Z hating on Pimp. This rumor about Pimp C and Beyonce keeps coming up, and it's not just gossip blogs and blind items talking about it. This is coming from people inside the industry. So, allegedly, Beyonce and Pimp made a private tape years ago before Jay and Beyoncé went public with their relationship. Two people who claim to know about this alleged tape are Pimp and Ken, and while he didn't want to actually name drop Beyonce, he claimed Pimp for sure made a tape with the biggest R&B chick in the game.
I ain't gonna say who it is, but it's a real famous rapper and it's a real famous R&B chick.
Okay.
Yeah. Pimp had he had a recording of them. I think he died with it, but he could have made millions of dollars. And some of the people that's higher up in rap, if they would have seen that tape, you know what I'm saying? You think that Kim Kardashian was something?
Yeah, this would have blew it out the world.
Man, this shit was use your imagination, the biggest R&B chick in the game.
Now, here's where it gets a little confusing. Some insiders are saying that what Pimp and Ken actually meant is not that Pimpy recorded a tape with Beyonce, but that somehow he got his hands on a tape that Jay-Z made with Beyonce when she wasn't 18 yet. And honestly, that version of events makes more sense than Pimp hooking up with Beyonce, especially when you know about Jay's track record. See, the official story they gave us is that Jay-Z and Beyonce met when she was 18 and then started dating a year later. However, Jay-Z told Charlie Rose in a 2007 interview that he met Beyonce 10 years ago. So that means they actually met in 1997 when Beyonce was 16 and Jay was pushing 30. By the way, it's very interesting that until recently, you could watch this interview in full on Charlie Rose's official YouTube channel. However, after all those allegations started surfacing about Jay-Z and when his name popped up in those files, suddenly the interview was gone. But you already know the internet never forgets, and you can still find clips from this interview on social media and fan forums.
Beyonce has a deal, and they know I know her. So, but they don't give you known her. Wow, a long time.
How long? 10 years?
However long she's been recording. That's when I met her.
Don't you remember how long it was?
Yeah, when I met her. I mean,
was it 5 years? Was it?
I met her 10 years ago. I met her 10 years ago.
But did you say to yourself at that time, wow?
I said, yeah, that's a fantastic talent.
Was that what you said?
Yeah.
So now fans are connecting the dots, and a lot of them are saying that this rumored tape Pimp C had in his possession was actually of Jay-Z and Beyonce, and allegedly this was recorded before Beyonce was of legal age. Now here's where Mace comes in. Mace and Pimp C were both active in the 1990s and early 2000s, and UGK famously collaborated with Jay-Z on Big Pimpin' around that time. And the story goes that Mace heard from none other than Diddy that Pimp had this rumored tape of Jay-Z and Beyonce. However, when Mace was asked if he knows for a fact that this tape exists, he just said, "I'm saving my takes for the documentary." So, does this mean Mace wants to follow in 50 Cent's footsteps and make a documentary about Diddy or Jay-Z? Because that's what it sounds like. Now, if Mace actually dares to bring up this whole Pimp C and Beyonce situation in his documentary, do you think he will connect this to Pimp's mysterious death? Because if you check on social media, a lot of folks are saying this tape is the reason Pimp C was allegedly unalived on Jay-Z's birthday. Pimp was found dead on December 4th, 2007, which happened to be Jay-Z's 38th birthday. Officially, it was ruled an accident, but a few people close to the situation have hinted that something shady might have gone down. Pimp was staying at the Mandarin Hotel in West Hollywood, and he was supposed to fly back home that day. His wife, Chinera, and his cousin Ed were waiting at the airport to pick him up, but when they didn't hear from him in the morning, Chinera called the hotel to check on him. That's when the staff went to his room and found him unresponsive. The coroner said he died accidentally from mixing too much cough syrup with his sleep apnea, but a lot of things did not make sense. First of all, the hotel cameras mysteriously stopped working that day. Isn't that crazy how hotels hotel cameras only work when it's convenient, but the biggest clue came from DJ Paul from 36 Mafia, who said that Pimp C's manager Rick Martin was actually there at the scene and saw the body. And according to Martin, the hotel room looked like it had been up, like it had bullet holes and everything, and that definitely doesn't add up with the official story. And what's even weirder is that Martin claimed that Pimp's body was placed on the floor in a kneeling position like he was praying, and there were burnt candles around him, which honestly is giving some ritual or sacrifice vibes. Martin said he was lying down like he was praying, but it was around like he was shot. They thought he was hit in the head, but they didn't know what the hell happened because there was blood everywhere. They thought he was shot. He was kneeling down like he was praying, and the candles were all the way burnt down. So they knew he'd probably been dead for a day or so because he always lit those candles to sleep. He lit those big tall candles, and they had been burnt down, so he probably was dead for a while. Now about this kneeling position makes you wonder if that was a message. The pimp wasn't submissive, so they left him in a submissive position. And remember, Jay-Z calls himself Hov, as in Jehovah, or God, as if he's supposed to be bowed down and worshipped. Same with Beyonce. She's a self-proclaimed queen who tells other women they should bow down to her. And then Jaguar Wright took it even further, directly accusing Jay-Z of being responsible for Pimp's demise. And she even alleged that Jay is tied to multiple other mysterious deaths in the industry.
He lined up D-Haven, stole his life and identity. He lined up Big L, stole his life and identity. He lined up Dame Dash, stole his life, identity, and took his love. I'm saying, Sean Carter, you're a piece of shit. Taking Pimp C wasn't bad enough. You just want to go down there and you want to just remove all of the balls from every real gangster in Houston.
Even Pimp C's own family didn't believe the official story. And according to journalist Julia Beverly, who wrote Pimp's biography, Pimp C's mother was convinced someone took her son's life.
Well, his mom believes he was murdered, and she basically breaks down the reasons why she believes that. But a lot of people have heard that he died of a cocaine overdose, which is not true at all. That was actually, the day he passed, or the day that the results of the tests and whatnot were not announced, the coroner said, he did not overdose. And then you had all these newspapers that said that he did overdose. So there was actually a person of interest, according to his mother, that she believed had something to do with his death. So I wasn't able to really definitively come to a conclusion, but I've laid out all the...
And while there's no hard evidence that Pimp C really had a copy of that rumored tape with Jay-Z and young Beyoncé, or if it was a tape of Pimp and Beyoncé, and also no evidence that Jay had anything to do with Pimp's death, many fans still refuse to let it go. They're fully convinced there's some deeper conspiracy behind the whole thing. One fan pointed out that Beyoncé never performs her song with Bun B and said, "No one finds it interesting that she has been touring for how many years, and that Check on It song is never played featuring Slim Thug and Bun B, who was UGK, Pimp C, and Bun B." And someone else wrote, "Jay-Z sacrificed Pimp C. Chad Butler died on Jay-Z's birthday." So, let's connect the dots one last time. Mace won't talk. At least not yet, but the fact that he's saving it for the documentary tells you everything. He knows what Diddy whispered. He knows what that rumored tape shows. And whether it's Beyoncé on that footage or another girl with Jay-Z, either version could be a potential motive to silence Pimpy. Now at the timeline, Pimp dies on Jay-Z's birthday. Hotel cameras go down. A body was found kneeling submissively with candles around him. His own mother said it wasn't an accident. His manager described the room as shut up, and yet the official story says cough syrup and sleep apnea. But let me know your thoughts on all this. What do you think was on that alleged tape with Jay-Z? And do you believe Pimp C was taken out for knowing too much? Drop all your takes in the comments, and stay tuned for the next video.